So let's just take a quick breakdown of how the playoffs work in NASCAR. NASCAR's playoffs are different than any other playoff in that, let's say for in the or in NBA, for example, you have 8 teams from the East, you have 8 teams from the West, and it goes 8, 4, 2, 1 champion. So once the playoffs begin, if you did not make the playoffs, you are done. You go home. NASCAR's playoffs are not like that. You have 26 races throughout the regular season to get into the playoffs by one of two ways. The easiest way to get into the NASCAR playoffs is to win. If you win, you are in. There are 16 spots available for the NASCAR postseason. So the only way a win would not get you in is if there are more than 16 winners, which I think may have happened once in the history of NASCAR. So let's say there are 17 winners. At that point, you would go to points, and there are several other tiebreakers, wins, top fives, top tens, all those things. There are different metrics to prove or to show who should get in. However, back to my original point, all 38 to 40 cars are still on the track with the 16 cars or teams that made the postseason. So that's interesting in that NASCAR, nobody goes home and nobody's season is quote unquote over. So yes, you could have a car win a race. You could have a team or a driver win a race who is not in the playoffs. So does that make sense? All right. Does it kind of cover it? I think it's interesting. Again, everybody's on the field together. So yes, a non-playoff driver can cause an issue, be it a wreck or they get in a situation, something in the pits, anything that can actually hurt a playoff driver. So it is interesting, and I love it. I'll let you know I love it. So now, once you're in the playoffs, there are essentially 4 rounds. You have the round of 16. There are 3 races in each round, minus the very last race, the race for the championship. So the round of 16, you have 3 races. The round of 12, you have 3 races. The round of 8, 3 races. And then the championship race, this year it's at Phoenix. Next year it transitions back to Homestead Miami Speedway. So after the 3 races are over, so last week, for example, they raced at Darlington in South Carolina. This past weekend, they were at Worldwide Technology Raceway in St. Louis. And this coming Saturday night, they're at Bristol Motor Speedway or Thunder Valley in Bristol, Tennessee. So again, much like the regular season, and I want to take time because a lot of our NASCAR, a lot of our sports fans may not know about NASCAR. So if we're going to talk about this, we want to make sure they're caught up. So forgive the talking head on this side of the screen this week. He'll be talking a lot more when we get to football. So after Bristol, again, much like the playoffs, if you win and you're in the playoffs, you automatically advance to the next round. So you could win the first race, and basically the next 2 are just fun, joy rides. So you win and you advance to the next round. And then after that, it's based on points. So the lowest 4 drivers, as far as points go, they're eliminated. So after Saturday night, it'll go from 16 to 12. After the final race in the round of 12, I don't have it in front of me right now, it'll go from 12 to 8. After Martinsville, in the round of 8, it will go from 8 to 4. And then when they get to Phoenix, that's the championship race. All cars are on the track with the championship 4. And whichever one of those 4 drivers that are racing for the championship, whichever one of them crosses the start-finish line first, that's your champion. And typically, with the exception of, I think last year, Jeremiah, you've had to win that race to be the champion. So, Jeremiah, your favorite driver? Denny Hamlin?
No.
Not really.
He owns my favorite driver, though.
That is something interesting. Denny Hamlin is not only a driver for Joe Gibbs Racing, but he is also a team owner for 2311 with the one, the only, the GOAT, Michael Jordan. So Denny Hamlin drives the number 11 FedEx car, and he won. He won this past weekend at Worldwide Technology Raceway in St. Louis. So that means he's in. He's advanced. What's amazing about Denny is he's 44 years old.
Still chasing that first championship running. After like 20 years.
He is towards the top of as far as race car drivers who have amount of wins. He has like 58 wins, but no championships.
Has he won every crown jewel too? Daytona, Charlotte, Indianapolis, and
he has won everything you can win except the championship. So that is what eludes him.